Welcome to the Rayanda Podcast, where myself and Rachel will talk about things that are relevant to women over 50 who want to live a strong, supple, healthy life from the inside out. So today we're talking about Pilates and how it can help with spinal health, which Ray is going to explain is absolutely crucial to feel young and strong and fit, especially when we're over 50. So I have 3 questions from listeners and I'm going to fire them at Ray so we can get all this information as quickly as possible. So the first question, Ray, is about how women who live in fight or flight, a mode we know very, very well, can benefit from Pilates.
Well, Pilates will help you to feel safe because it's going to help work on your posture. So whenever we have better posture, we have better core control, so we feel strong centrally. Our ribs are connected, so we're going to be breathing much better. Collarbones are going to be nice and wide, so our lungs have got much more room to move. And our shoulder blades are nice and stable at the back, so we feel strong at the back, we feel strong at the front. If we've also got nice shoulder blade placement, we're going to have much healthier shoulders, and our shoulders are very, very emotional joints. But also whenever we lengthen through the back of the neck, we're not going to be congesting the spine. So where the nerves come out at the back of the neck, underneath the base of the skull, especially the vagus nerve, we're not going to be congesting that anymore. We're going to be giving it space so that it can flow, it can be healthy, it can do what it's supposed to do. And the vagus nerve is really, really important for getting us into rest and digest. It does go to some organs. And so whenever our vagus nerve is happy, we tend to be happy. Also, whenever we think about that, the spine and the canal that's in the center, that super highway, that our nerves tend to come down and go out through all the different nerve plexus, down through the different organs to every single part of the body. If that spine is nicely aligned and the muscles are supporting it, then that superhighway is moving beautifully and it's nice and free, it's uncongested. So it's almost, if you think about the motorway, when the traffic's moving beautifully and there's no crashes, there's no road closures, everything moves wonderfully. And so that's the same as our spine. So if that is all moving well, then every single part of our body is healthy. So we're getting all the nerves firing and wiring perfectly, all the muscles are working perfectly, our organs are working perfectly, our energy is flowing perfectly. And so that then boils down to us feeling safe as human beings. The thing about Pilates as well is it takes you out of your head and into your body, because you are trying to combine what's happening with my core, what's happening with my ribs, what's happening with my shoulder blades, what's happening with my neck, and then moving our arms and our legs off. So if we're nice and strong here, we're not actually in our head thinking about tomorrow's shopping list. We're not thinking about the argument that we had. We're not thinking about our kids. So that's another thing. So the focus, the precision, the concentration, getting the flow of movement, getting that balance into the body. It's going to help our breathing, because we're going to be focusing on our breathing. So we're going to be breathing down here as opposed to up here. So this is fight or flight. This is rest and digest and relaxation. When we're breathing, we're also going to be getting more oxygen to every single part of our body. So everything's going to be a lot healthier. Our sleep's going to be so much better as well. Our mood's going to be so much better because we're going to be releasing endorphins. Whenever you get the core working and you get that central alignment, that inner strength causes us to have more emotional and mental strength. We build endurance into our bodies. We have a lot more energy. So I think that Pilates is fantastic. I think of it as medication for the body. The other thing I was going to say was, whenever you see somebody who's depressed and down, they close themselves in and their head drops down. When you see somebody who's open and happy and emotionally stable and everything's going well for them, they're much more open. And what Pilates does, it keeps opening you up. It keeps opening you up. So we know that there's studies to show that when your body is in the right position, your mood is in the right place. And if you think, I'm just really down today, I'm feeling low, if you go in and take all those Pilates principles that we've got all those lovely little videos of in our Press By Pilates Facebook page, you just keep restacking and reminding yourself, no, I can feel better. No, I can feel better. And if you get the posture right, then a lot of the time your energy will flow into that. And then you'll feel emotionally and mentally better. So we also have all these different layers energetically in our as human beings. And this comes a little bit more from the yogic perspective. But if you think of the physical body, and then you've got your mental, emotional, and soul layer, if you get the physical working better, it feeds back out into the mental and emotional layers. When we are feeling down, that's coming into the body from the mental and emotional layers, and we have that response. And this is going quite deep now, but if we notice that in ourselves, we can actually change that by changing the physical body, and then that will go back into the other layers as well. So that was a little bit of a deep explanation, but basically change your posture, change your life.
Yeah, it sounds like Pilates is working on loads of different levels, isn't it?
It is,
And
absolutely.
it's hardcore exercise, but it's not like activating, like going to the gym and lifting heavy weights and bright lights and all of that
No,
stuff.
I mean, it depends what Pilates that you want to do, and every teacher will teach differently. But I think that Pilates isn't supposed to be like HIIT. It's gentle in the sense that we're layering stuff on and getting everything working beautifully and in synchronicity. But it's also quite hard work because we do a lot of reps. We challenge you at the level that you need to be challenged at, but all that is building strength and resilience into your body. So yeah, I mean, I think Pilates is fantastic. I really, really do. And I think that if you don't know where to start, or you've had an injury and you think every time I go back to activity, I hurt myself, start with a good Pilates class with a teacher that you trust. Have a one-to-one, let them get to know your body. And then you can start to take those principles into every single aspect of your life. Because if you take the Pilates principles into every single aspect of your life, then generally your body should be stress-free. That's my experience and my opinion.
And
Feeling quite strong about that, aren't I?
This leads
My
on very
goodness.
nicely to the next question.
I
Like,
feel like
we
a bit
want,
like a
but
bond
you
stroking my cat as I'm
you have
telling
been
you.
doing Pilates like non-stop with all the videos. This is what it is.
I am.
You
Sorry,
are pretty
Willow.
pudding. This leads on nicely to the next question, because I want all those body benefits. How much do I have to do? A busy woman
Oh,
in
right.
her 50s with loads of plates spinning. How much Pilates she got to do to get all that like payoff?
So you want to start to get to understand the different postural stuff. And we do have quite a lot of videos, and then we've got some practice with that. So it can be something as simple as just getting into the rest position and just getting your body. You have to practice things to get into the habit of it. And then once you practice things in a position where gravity is not having too much of an effect on you, and it's not too difficult, and you can layer on the core, the ribs, the shoulder blades, the collarbones, the neck, etc., then you can take that into every single aspect of your life. So you can just be standing, in line to pay for your groceries, and you can think, oh, and up and standing, and core is working, and ribs and shoulder. So you can actually be doing this quite consistently throughout the day. If you do, I mean, I was doing a little bit of research recently that was saying if you can do 3 1-hour classes a week, then you're going to notice a difference. Some people just don't have time for that. Some people don't want to go to class. Some people don't want to leave their homes. So I think that if you can just start with 10 minutes, but you need to be doing something between 3 and 5 times a week. 10 minutes a day is not difficult to do. It's just keeping yourself accountable and doing it. And find a video that's good, or log on with us because it's all free. And it's there just to take you through the different layers. And once you start to get used to doing that, and I do remind people quite a lot, so you get my voice in your head, and then you can just go, and then she says this, and then she says this, and then you'll start to find that as you get happier with it, because it's all a little bit about coming out of your comfort zone whenever you start to do new types of exercise, and just you'll find that if I promise myself I'll do 10 minutes, then you're more liable to do 15 minutes. So I think if you could do 10 minutes 3 to 4 times a week, and then start to do 15 minutes, if I told you to do 1 hour 4 times a week, your heart would sink. You're not going to do it.
I could do
So
it, like, but then it would be so punishing that I would talk myself out of it the next time.
Yeah. So I think if we're talking about what do you need to do to get started, try and do 10 minutes 3 to 5 times a week. If you want to actually build strength, you want to be thinking about doing a good 40 minutes to 60 minutes 3 times a week, and that's scientifically proven. So yeah.
And so this also, I'm on fire today, because this leads
You
into
are.
the next question. So for me, and I know for a lot of people, an early win is absolutely crucial for getting that habit like bedded in. What are the early wins for us when we start Pilates? How do we get working its magic?
You will get off the mat feeling more aligned and strong. Okay, so you'll feel that your edges are a little bit firmer. You'll feel that your breathing's a bit better, so your energy will be a bit better. You'll get off the mat feeling much more positive. You'll also start to find that your energy is better. You have more energy, so therefore your mood's going to be better. Your sleep will tend to be better. You will have less aches and pains. If you have sore knees, sore shoulders, sore hips for whatever reason, because you're going to be building joint mobility and joint stability, you'll start to notice that they're not bothering you quite so much. It takes a longer walk, or it takes a couple of hills for maybe your hips, your knees to bother you. You'll also start to find that you will get increased clarity. You'll get increased focus. Your brain will be working better because you're actually breathing better, but you're also focusing and concentrating. So we're building a little bit of endurance in the body and a little bit of endurance in the mind. Night pain will start to decrease. You'll find turning over in bed will be a lot easier. You can lie on that shoulder for a little bit longer. You'll have less stiffness in the morning. Whenever you're waking up, you can get out of bed and think, oh, I can stand up quite easily and my heel pain's not quite so bad. You can get on and off the toilet a bit more easily. Your activities of daily living will be better. Your function will be better. You can reach to put your crockery back up into the top shelf. You'll be able to go up the stairs more easily. You'll be able to get out of the bath and lift one foot up and dry that leg without feeling that you have to lean against something. You'll find that generally your shape will change because as your posture changes, you'll feel longer, taller, straighter. Your clothes will feel different. What else? You can do more for longer. People will say, you're looking well. You're looking well. So you're going to increase your circulation. You'll find that as you decongest your middle because your posture is better, your organs will feel better, your digestion will feel better. You'll find that your bowels are better because you're actually contracting and relaxing around that area with your breathing and with your core muscles. Your bladder will be a lot better. You can hold your bladder for longer. I have to say, one of the funniest things that I've noticed is I'm one of those people that does a just in case pee, which I think a lot of us do. And I keep thinking, should I go to the toilet? No, I don't feel my bladder chatting to me. No, we're fine. And I'm doing this quite a lot now. So, yeah, you don't have to get up in the night quite so often to use the toilet.
That would be good.
Yeah. So, next shoulder pain will
wheeze.
be about 3 o'clock wheeze. Yeah. So your body will feel much more resilient. Yeah, that's what I would. And also, I think that your balance will be better. Your proprioception will be better. You just feel like you can do more for longer.
It's crazy. That's a crazy list you just rattled off.
I
I
know,
mean,
I
God, if that
know.
doesn't convince me to do Pilates, I don't know what the
Yeah.
hell will.
You look younger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. All good stuff.
All right. So that basic, and yeah, I was just going to tell
Oh
you,
yeah.
can you give us that amazing quote by Joseph Pilates about the spine? Because it absolutely hit me really, really hard when
Oh,
I
I
saw
know. I
that.
was trying to remember this the other day. You're only as young,
You're only as young as your
young
spine
as your
is
spine is
flexible.
flexible. That's it. Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
crazy. I was like, oh,
I know. I was trying to remember that for somebody the other day, but
I'm in
it completely
trouble.
went out of my head. The other thing I like is that you'll feel the difference. What's it after 10 sessions? You'll see the difference
Yeah,
after
yeah.
20 sessions, and you'll have
You'll
a whole
have a
new body
whole
after
new body
30.
after 30, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. That's
yeah.
like 30 hours. Okay, 30 hours away from a whole new body.
Well, and it doesn't even have to be 30 hours. It could
Mm.
be, 15 hours. If the other thing I would say to you that I've noticed a lot recently is I've got this 3/4 length coat that I wear down whenever I go down and do the horse or I go out and walk the dog. And whenever I'm standing waiting for something or I'm doing something, I go through the Pilates principles and I can feel everything shrinking inside this coat. So all the pressure, it's lovely actually, because I'm like, oh, I'm getting smaller, but it's just bringing all that connection in and straightening myself up. And I think that you can get feedback from your clothes as well. And one of the lovely things that patients used to say years ago, whenever we were all learning how to teach people how to use their core, because of their back pain, it wasn't for anything aesthetics. And we'd have these patients come in, and they'd be like, I've lost 2 or 3 inches. My belt's going up 3 more holes. How's your back? I don't care about my back. My buckle's going, and it's just like, this doesn't matter what your motivation is. It's just it's whatever you can do to make yourself strong now, you're going to find the benefit in
Yeah,
20 years' time. So,
yeah,
yeah. And I think that if we all know if our spine is feeling stiff, we feel 20 years older, don't we?
yeah. We absolutely, and we look at it as well, hunched over with our
Yeah,
dowagers
yeah.
hump.
Oh, I tell you what, I noticed there was a thing that I shared on Facebook today, and it was when you lean forwards, the increase in pressure in your discs in your body, the pressure that you put through your discs that you should not be putting through your disc. And the more you are curved over
Mm,
and, walking through life like that, the harder
yeah,
it is in your body.
yeah. Now, yeah, I get pain in here, and
Yeah.
that's because my head is too far forward.
Yeah. Well, that's 12 to 15 pounds worth of, weight. And
Maybe
those poor wee
17.
muscles. Yeah,
Oh,
because of all the
we
brains.
we have got
Oh,
our mid-challenge check-in call now, so we're going to
excellent.
end the podcast. Thank you for listening. I think that has basically convinced you to do Pilates, and if you want to do Pilates, then you can join our free challenge. It's just a 14 days Facebook group, and the link will be below. Anyway,
Excellent.
thank you very much.
See you
See you
soon.
next time.